How do you do that? How do you put together notes like that and then not stop and not even have the urge to stop? That was a mystery to me when I started out. And it seemed like I had to learn that, because when you're improvising, when you know when to stop a line, you don't have a predetermined, here comes the run in my solo, and then I know exactly 16 notes, here comes 16 note triplets, and then right? How do you improvise something like that? That's impossible. Well, it's not if you do two things. And the first thing, we actually have talked quite a lot about that. It's called looping. So if you play a long run, and you can just, go back and forth, like, you start here, you want to end there. You just, if it's too short, you just go back and forth a little bit and back. And then you develop the ability to hit that one spot in the solo with your run, and it becomes really easy. But the second exercise, and that's looping, and I can't stress that enough, but when you're learning licks, you take the first little parts of it, or each and every part, and you loop it, so you can play it like that, instead of just like that. Instead of learning the alphabet from A to C, you simply go A, B, C, A, B, C, B, C, D, B, C, D, all the way and loop it. And I'm going to show you how to do that in my upcoming program. And I'm talking about it in the first video in this little series here. So please go back and watch the previous videos if you haven't already done so. The second exercise is to simply not stop. And I've been talking about a little bit about that before in older videos, because it was such a breakthrough for me. And it's just a simple exercise. It sounds idiotic to do it, but it's just a miracle what it does for you. Because most people practice stopping all the time. We play a lick and we stop. We play something else and we stop. Stop, 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 right? Or we play like, right? And then we stop. We stop all the time. So that ability to just keeping on is something that eludes us. But when you start looping stuff, you can... You can create loops anywhere, and that's really built into what I do. Is anything I play can be a loop, go back and forth, all the way. But it started with a simple exercise, and that was to put on a jam track. In the beginning, no jam track, and just play notes and don't stop. Force your brain to keep on going, and it's really hard in the beginning because it wants to stop. It's, where should I go now? It says, but it doesn't matter. You just stay on the same note. You go. You try to mess up the notes and shuffle them around as much as you can, right? But you don't stop. And if you feel the urge to stop, you just pick one note. Right? And you keep on keeping on. Even though you make mistakes, you just force yourself to keep on. What that does is it breaks the pattern that you have been practicing for so long in your brain of stopping whenever you don't know what to do. It's like talking, and then once you don't know what to say, you just keep on saying stuff. That's not terribly interesting for people to listen to. But it's in order to break the pattern of stopping. And what I found out when I did this exercise, out of desperation really, is that I started to develop little patterns automatically. My brain started doing something like this. That felt comfortable, so I played like... And then, that's a little... I can stand on this little plateau here forever, right? And then I could go on. And it could be anything for you. Anything you see develop. And then from there, I actually started automatically to develop ways of going out from that without, And suddenly I developed something that sounded like this. And then suddenly a pattern started coming there that helped me break this pattern of stopping all the time. And then from there, I learned more, licks in the loopable way. I learned more sequences. And then gradually, I didn't have to do this all the time because then I could replace it with something else. But that's a nice bridge, a nice next level to get to, where you can solo and you don't have to stop. Let me just get my headphones, and I'll just give you a little example here. Let's put on a jam track, and then let's just have fun doing that. Let me see here if we can get some sound on the old iPad. Load the sample. thing happens that you can actually start in real time approaching the end of your line in a rhythmical way. And that's, if you keep doing these little loops and practice rhythm, nonetheless, you have to focus on that as well. So if you force yourself to keep going, your brain will come up with all kinds of escape routes, whatever it is. And you force yourself to do that and just watch what your brain is doing. Do this a little each day, and I promise you, you will gradually develop the ability to just keep that run or that little line that you are building, to keep that going. And if you do the same thing with licks, that you practice them in small loops like that. So anything you play, you can go back and forth like that, up and down, because you practiced your loops. Then I promise you, you will have a freedom that most people don't have. And that's why they need to compose everything in advance. I have an upcoming program here, which is basically 20 huge licks, huge strings of notes with no rhythm to them. But like stuff like this, right? But most of them are a little bit faster. You can play them very rapidly, very fast, or slowly. But they are all combinations of techniques, so it's a study in how to combine sweep picking, arpeggios, and all kinds of tools and techniques. But primarily, it's a study in how to learn licks in a loopable way, so they really create freedom for you. And any one of these mega licks will give you the ability to produce multiple solos with just one lick, because we're doing this, because we're practicing them like this. So I warmly recommend it, of course. But go check it out, see if it's for you, and then I'll see you in the next free video.